But then I never saw the video.
No, because even though I remembered to broadcast, I forgot to post. Because
I was kind of wondering.
I'm not the best at it. I'll be better. I promise.
It's all good.
So anyway, where were we?
We had gotten through, I think, 4 out of 7.
Yes. So there were 7 of these doors that you have to go through. I guess I revealed that there were 7 of them. Yeah, I did. I just said I think I just told you guys that offhandedly.
Well, that's just to sort of set expectations.
Yeah, that's fine.
Next?
So you are on the 5th door. So the last door, if you recall, was the door where you had to obey a command, and Nyx got in front of that dragon, and you guys tried to release that dragon on Nyx, and he was fine. He was an illusion. So you've gone through a new door, and once again, you find yourself in one of these rooms. In this room, it's a little different from the other rooms because the sort of tableau of frozen figures you see are actually several dwarves struggling against and looking like they're trying to run away from a few orcs who are holding on to them. But all of them have been frozen solid in the midst of this one action. And then you look, and of course you see the door itself. And on the door is a giant figure in white armor, standing in the clouds above 2 battling armies. His face shines with an otherworldly beauty as he looks down upon them with an expression of smug pleasure. And over him is the inscription Weinschlapp Kor Zirga Zirga, which you can read in Infernal, Moana, and it means glory and victory.
And Constance. Glory and victory?
Huh?
Glory and victory or glory in victory?
In victory.
Mm. Okay, so one more time, we have a panorama in front of us of dwarfs and an orc. And what again is there?
No, so you have it's probably like 3 dwarves and 3 orcs, and one of the dwarves seems to be fighting against one of the orcs. Another one seems to be being chased by that orc, and another seems to have just been grabbed by and is struggling to get away from another orc.
Is there anything else about this room? Can I perceive?
You roll a perception check.
Oh, that was a 1. And it flew out.
Man.
That's for
You
Moana.
don't see anything interesting.
In fact, you see less now than you did before.
Yeah, you've forgotten what the inscription said.
Shit. All right. I'm gonna roll. Lucian is gonna do perception.
Okay.
And that's a 4. Jeez, not off to a good start today.
Lucian's doesn't see anything.
Dice in the other room.
Can we do something about these orcs? Are they real orcs in the room, or are they just jars?
Oh no, sorry, they are frozen.
They're frozen.
So they were real orcs at some time. But they are now like the frozen corpses of like frozen with ice. They're essentially frozen mummies, caught eternally in the position of their death. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try to check them out and see what they're about if you wanted to.
I've just been poking them.
Okay. You poke one of them, and its arm just falls right off.
Nice.
Ooh.
And shatters on the ground like liquid nitrogen.
Style points.
Mark it down.
No piercer.
And now everybody, you feel like a strange like you see the door start to shake and shimmer, and you feel a vibration move across the whole room. Everybody make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've done this. Do we add our modifier to a saving throw?
So if you are you add your proficiency bonus to, you do add your modifier, your wisdom modifier to the saving throw.
Okay.
But you only add your proficiency bonus if you have proficiency in wisdom saving throws, which I don't believe you do as a ranger.
Moana got a 12 and Lucian got an 11.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Noah got a 23. And Somna got an 8.
Okay.
Miramore got a 22 and Sam got a 20. So.
Wow, damn.
They've been saving their energy these past few rooms.
Let's go through everybody who rolled lower. Who did the lowest?
Somna got an 8.
Yeah, Brief got a 9.
Okay. Itzamna, you look at Sam, and I'll tell you why.
Hello.
And you hear a voice in your head say, "She stole your pastry."
Sam, you took my pastry?
She took it and she ate it.
Sam, you took my pastry and ate it? Oh my god, are you hungry?
I what? You're what? And I what?
She betrayed you.
Oh
she took what was
Sam didn't
yours.
And Asana's just like arguing in full to this. Like, oh no, Sam, if you're hungry, that's totally okay. You can have my pastry.
Somna, you feeling okay?
Didn't you hear that voice that told me you ate the pastry? Which is totally okay if you did. We all need carbohydrates.
If you have pastries, I mean, I'll take one, sure.
I don't actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know what that's referring to, because I have not carried pastry in with me. But if you ate my pastry at any point in time, that's okay.
Maybe
because
you have secret pastries. Maybe it's a prophecy. Maybe I'm going to eat your
Maybe
secret
it's a
pastries.
prophecy. If I get pastries, you're totally allowed to have one without asking.
Oh, thanks. I want to find these pastries now.
I'm glad we solved it. We solved the puzzle.
That was an easy puzzle, you guys.
Okay, so that had very little effect on Insomnia. Brief.
Everyone's a little bit more confused.
Sam's just rolling with it, so you know.
Yeah, I love it.
Why are you
talking
about pastries? Who brought up pastries?
I apparently have pastries, or I will sometime in the future.
I like pastries.
I don't think I've ever had a pastry before, but Sam's allowed to have one.
Now, Breve, you hear in your head another voice say, you know, the minute you met, Moana rejected you. She never really liked you. She never thought you were handsome. She never thought you were smart. She thinks you're holding the whole team down. That's what you hear.
Moana, is this true? You hate me?
Is what true?
You don't think I'm any good or handsome?
No, that is not the case.
Why would you say that?
Where did this come from?
I just had a feeling.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Moana isn't the type to go give him a hug. Even though I think Moana's just very
And the voice says she won't even give you a hug.
I know, right?
And then, Moana, you hear a voice in your head, and it says, he pushed you.
Oh,
He
shit.
would have let you die in that box. Nyx was ready to sacrifice you. He doesn't even think you're a person. He can't see past that fire in your horns. That's what you hear.
Oh, shit.
He's gonna hurt you again. Unless you hurt him first.
So I'm gonna look over towards Constance and just lock eyes with her and look towards Nyx. And I kind of hope that you're getting the message that I'm just really, really pissed off. I breathe a little heavier.
Constance is just going to shrug a little bit and crack her knuckles in anticipation.
And then Lucian hears in his head, Cullen, he's not really your friend. He's going to betray you.
What?
He's only with you so that he can use your muscle. He thinks you're an idiot. He thinks you're not a good leader. He's been using you.
Nah, brah. Nah.
Bruh. Nah.
Okay,
I think there's something in this room that's wrong. It's wrong.
I could have told you that.
I just hit some.
Everyone just started crying.
There's something in here that's wrong because
Apparently pastries.
it told me something that's objectively untrue.
Is everyone hearing a voice or something?
everybody roll another wisdom saving throw.
Or is everyone just smelling pastries? Because I want in on this.
If you smell pastry, you might be having a stroke.
Oh shit!
I told you, I am cursed.
All right, so both Reeve and Constance got a natural 1.
Wow.
Moana got a 14. And Lucian got a 4.
Fanoa has a 13 as well.
Oh.
And whoa, jeez. Itzamna got it. Wait, it's -1. Itzamna got a 17.
Okay, so Itzamna's fine.
Itzamna's still just like, oh yeah. I love like
Fanoa, I'm gonna start with Fanoa this time. Fanoa just hears it in this voice say, he thinks he could just walk in and replace Grom.
She already thinks these things.
Who the fuck does he think he is?
She's just nodding.
This room's gonna work on Fanoa really well.
You should show him. You saw what he did to Moana. He's here to hurt your team.
Yeah, no
You should
kidding.
hurt him first.
Yeah. I'm gonna tie his shoelaces together. Totally. I'm gonna get back at him somehow. I'm gonna just eat all his pastries.
And next is going to be Moana again. Who? What did Moana roll?
14.
Actually, who rolled? Who rolled? It was Breve and Constance who both rolled ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Let's start. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Moana first, and then I'll go to them. So Moana hears the voice say, "You know he can't be trusted. He would have let you die. He's going to hurt more of you. You can't trust him. You have to make him bleed before he makes you bleed." So
Where am I positioned relative to Nyx right now?
you are. I think Nyx is probably looking up at the wall, the sort of door, confused, and you are sort of 10 feet behind him,
Okay.
sort of studying the door.
Okay.
He's not looking at you. I think Nyx has probably not heard the voice.
Hmm. So, okay. So if I'm going to make an action, are you encouraging me to make this action now?
Yeah, this is your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I think like just the tension that Moana has been holding for the last I don't know, whatever 5 or 10 minutes it's been since we were in that other room. It just kind of heats up, and I'm actually gonna run up and kick him with a hoofy foot right in the back.
Nice. Roll an
Whoa.
unarmed attack.
Roll a what attack?
Unarmed attack.
Oh shit! What did I roll? What a
So
D-
just roll. You'd be
Oh, just add that.
rolling a D2 essentially. So just roll a yeah.
You
Essentially.
mean to roll to attack first?
Yeah. Actually,
All right,
don't bother with damage for this one.
Okay. Am I gonna add my strength to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a 5.
Okay. So you kick him. You try to kick him. He quickly dodges out of the way and looks at you, confused, and is like, "Moana, what are you doing?"
Don't look at me like that. You know what you did.
Yeah, you know what you did.
And now, Breve, you hear the voice loud in your head,
Everybody, quiet down.
saying,
Listen to the voice.
It's basically saying, "Look, now Moana's attacking the party. You need to defend them against her. She's dangerous. Fight her."
She's no good. Moana, you're no good. Oh God.
And Constance just hears like, "There's a fight happening. Fight now!"
I like to fight.
And you two feel a little compelled to, since you rolled so low, you guys feel
Yeah.
compelled to act. You can choose how you act, though.
Okay. Breve is gonna run Napoleon Dynamite style, with his
Nice.
hands by his side, straight towards Moana,
Okay.
with no intention of stopping. He's just running.
It's just gonna sort of plow in.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Okay. So I'm just gonna do that's an athletic competition. Actually, yeah. So roll. Both of you roll athletics.
Ah,
Mine's gonna be a 16.
mine was a natural 1.
Okay, so he plows into you and slams you against that door. And you're going to take... let's see. Just from slamming against the door. I think the door is doing more damage in this case than Breve is. Yeah, I think Breve just sort of catches you by surprise, but you do take 6 damage. Because you kind of knock your head against the door. And when you do, though your horns take sort of the brunt of it, it does sort of knock against a bit of your forehead, and it creates a small cut on your head, and a little bit of blood sort of is left on the door.
Oh.
And you're disoriented now.
Okay.
You're like, oh my head. And the rage that you felt before has sort of dissipated. And that's true of you too, Breve, and you too. Fanoa, now your rage is just the general rage you had before, the sort of seething. You've kind of,
Fanoa, you're still an angry teenager, but
yeah. The rage you had towards Nyx before is no longer sort of building and violent.
I'm still gonna I'm gonna take my spear and kind of try to knock Breve off his feet though.
Okay.
So like just doing one of those little undersuit things.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you shut up, knock it off.
Roll roll athletics against Breve's dexterity. Breve, roll dexterity.
Okie doke.
Okay. I got a 16.
Okay.
And Breve gets a 1.
Almost. It's a 6.
Okay. Yeah, I think she knocks you right off your feet. You don't take any damage, but you fall backwards.
Everybody clam down.
And Nyx has got his dagger out, his sword out, like, what is going on? And when he says that, you, Moana, you look up and you see the small streak of blood that you left from your head, and you feel the pain in your head. And you look up and you see that the blood itself is glowing.
Ooh.
And then it glows for a moment and then is absorbed into the door itself, and the door begins to shake and then turn and move and
That ain't
open.
right. And Somna goes, I solved it! I solved it with the pastry mystery!
The answer was sharing.
The answer was sharing! I'm glad we're all such good friends who love each other and share and never fight.
So now you guys sort of are just standing there. Breve's on the ground. Moana's like in pain, slightly. You're starting to get your bearings again. And Nyx is just standing there with his sword. He looks up at the where the door was, and then looks at Moana, and then just shrugs and sheathes his sword and starts walking into the other room.
I feel victimized yet again. Hey.
And you're in the next room.
I'm gonna hit Moana a little strip of fabric. Like, here, use that for your blood. Sorry that Brave Napoleon ran into you.
What was that all about? I can hardly remember it now.
Yeah, that was weird. There was like, now I'm just really hungry.
Only we had pastries.
I know. Damn it. All right, so we're in the next room.
Yeah, and this room doesn't have any sort of frozen figures, just the door, and the door shows a giant figure in white armor, very similar to the other one from the previous door, but this time he holds out his palms in welcoming as humanoid figures sort of ascend around him, sort of floating.
I don't like this at all.
And the door inscription reads in Celestial, which Somna can read. and so can
Miramor, right?
Miramor. Yep. Exsanguistus, Lugastachem, Lugastatimus. So Exsanguistus, Lugastatimus, which translated means confess, seek forgiveness, and be forgiven.
Guys, everybody confess their sins right now. All right, one by one, I'll start. I never brought pastries. And now it's your turn. I don't have much to confess.
Does
Here,
the door
Laura,
when she says that?
The door, the hands of the figure on the door sort of very dimly sort of glow.
That's my deep confession. And now, Miramor's turn.
Keep going.
Miramor has to think about this one. I helped these guys lie to some lizard people in the mines.
Knew lizard people were real.
There's no glow.
Oh man. Tell a different one.
Pass.
No pass. This is true or false. We want the door to open. Alright, somebody else go.
If I were to go up and whisper something to the door, so I'm just gonna try it. So we can vision.
Your audio went crazy for a second.
Ooh.
You're fine now.
That's what confessions sound like.
You it was so difficult for you to confess.
So I think Lucian's gonna walk up to the door and like just sort of whisper into it, and I'm gonna say it because story-wise it's fine if y'all hear it, but he doesn't want any of the rest of the group to hear. And that's I'm in love with Constance.
There's no glow.
Maybe we have to talk about things that we didn't bring. That's a confession.
Miramor is gonna get all excited. I think I have one. Can I try again?
Yeah, absolutely. Do it. Try again. We all deserve a second chance.
Exactly. When I was an elf, I think I put my family in danger for my own pride.
No glow.
Shoot.
No glow.
Could you say the celestial one more time in English?
It says, confess, seek forgiveness, and be forgiven.
Oh, we're missing a forgiveness part.
All right. Reef's gonna stumble towards the door. I don't know if you guys remember this, but quite a few dungeons ago, we were trapped in some water. Maybe it was toad spit. Maybe it was acid. I don't remember. But I peed a little bit. I think I may have peed on Grom's leg by accident. I'm sorry.
That's why he left us. You peed on him.
And there is a slightly brighter glow than the glow that itself.
Forgive me.
How can you get Grom's forgiveness though, Grieve? He's not here.
He can hear me. We have a psychic bond.
Really?
We set that up real quick before he left.
Maybe those of us who attacked each other in the last room, maybe we should apologize for that.
I'm not apologizing.
And Nick's just crosses his arms like.
And Niramar's just like, all right, whatever, just saying.
Moana is not taking the bait there. Sorry. Fresh.
I guess Constance will come up and just be like, all right, Mr. Ford, I apologize. I have stolen things. Lots of things. Remember, please forgive me.
Wait a minute.
What?
Stolen things? From me?
Can you elaborate?
No.
Then no forgiveness will be given.
You're not my door.
The door glows slightly, but only slightly.
Sam shouts, I forgive you!
The door glows a little brighter. And then one of the hands sort of retains its glow.
Well, I guess it's time for me to confess my sins so that you guys can forgive me. I'm sorry for making everybody take extra precautions to keep the giant slug alive in the first dungeon. I'm sorry for keeping a lot of the treasure that we found and not actually distributing it amongst everybody fairly. Because I just like shiny things. And I'm extra sorry for stealing your bagel that morning, Brave.
And the other hand glows brightly and starts to dim.
It's okay, Fanoa. I accept your apology. I'm glad you take treasure. It kind of works for the scoring for the team. It all is a wash in the end.
Yes, so but the whole thing with Breve's bagel, like I could have just asked for a bagel, but it was right there, and it was just this whole like convenience thing. Didn't have to happen. You guys probably don't actually even know what I'm talking about.
No, I remember that moment. Mostly because
it happened again. You sounded like the devil. Oh, there it is. It's gone now.
No, it's okay.
We're gonna have to watch this later.
all right, I'll just talk normal. Maybe that's the problem.
No, I think it's just the audio. But you were at.
I remember that day clearly because, well, I have to confess something too. I didn't actually know what a bagel was. I thought it was really cool. Sounded like a fun thing. So I ordered one. Well, honestly, I'm glad you took it because I didn't know how to eat it.
It is very difficult. I put my hand on Breve's shoulder and I'm just like, it's better that way.
And the right hand remains glowing.
I'm glad we can confess our deepest, darkest sins.
I feel so heavenly right now.
I feel so cleansed. Is this what religion is?
So there are two hands are now glowing.
Out of how many hands?
There's just the two hands.
Wait, there's just two?
On
they're both glowing?
Wait, whose hands? The statues or Fanoa's?
The figure on the door.
These hands?
Has two glowing hands now?
Yeah.
Maybe we have to low five them.
Is there?
And when I'll say one more thing. When the second hand sort of went to its full glow, a sort of slight glow of like a halo appeared around his head.
Oh, so there's more.
Faded. One more.
Well, I've confessed every single sin I've ever made today, here, right now. So
including
someone else has to go.
Right here. Yes.
Bagelsons.
And Teg, I think he would do this at this point. Just for when you're watching. Nyx just throws up his arms and says he apologizes for pushing Moana into the thing.
That's a tough one because I don't know if she's ready to forgive that.
Shark attack.
I've just been attacked.
Yikes. Okay, so I guess Moana looks at Nyx uneasily and says, no, I get it. It was for the room. I forgive you.
And the halo glows around the head, and the door starts to turn and reveals another chamber.
What?
Right?
I blew.
Thought. And Moana's gonna love this because in this chamber, the first thing you see is in the middle of the chamber, and it is a bookshelf.
Ah!
And on it are 5 books. Behind the book, and I'll describe them in a second. Behind the book is a symmetrical, abstract, geometric tessellation design.
Whoa!
Say that 5 times fast.
It's not any particular like image. It's just tessellations. It's very beautiful and it's very complex, but it is not anything. It's not representational at all. And above it are a series of numbers and symbols.
Sorry, are the tessellations moving, or is it? Are they just?
No, they're just. It's just like a tessellated image.
Okay.
It's a design. It's not really it's not a picture of anything.
Okay.
It's an abstraction. Yeah, just above it is just a series of numbers and symbols. And I am going to take over Colin in this instance because Colin goes up to it and he says, "Wait a second. And he looks back at you, he looks back at Lucian and the rest of the gang, just like thrilled. And he's like, "This is a mathematical cipher."
It's not magic. It's logic.
Basically.
All right, so obviously right up next to Colin, as close as she can get to the books.
And he's just like, give me just a couple minutes.
Faster. We don't have the time for this.
And he takes out a notebook and begins like very like quickly writing in it, and looking up and then writing and then looking up. And after just a couple minutes, he's managed to decipher it. And he says,
a couple minutes. I have been exploring that bookshelf while he's been doing that.
While you're looking at the bookshelf, you see that the books are I would describe the book while the books while he's doing it. So there's 5 books.
Mm-hmm.
And
a little bookshelf?
It's a small bookshelf with 5 books on it. Like a one shelf bookshelf. Yeah. There's a couple of shelves, but there's only one shelf with books on it. It's
right in the tower. Okay.
And on the bookshelf there's a book written in with this text in Infernal, and you can read it. It says the title is the Necrothalahexicon.
Ooh.
And it is bound with violet leather. The inner text is written in Infernal in red ink.
It out and checked it out.
Say again?
I pulled it out and checked it out.
Yeah, you looked at it.
Okay.
And nothing really happened when you looked at it. And you can tell it seems to be you're just sort of thumbing through it. You can tell it reads like an encyclopedia, like a reference manual.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a book written in Gnomish, which none of you know, but the title is in common. The title says "The Book of Little Lies," and it is bound in green cloth and has gold text on the cover. Then there's one written in common, and it appears to be it's a narrative, and it says "The Tale of Saint Gathadra," and is bound in blue cloth. And then there's a book called Blood for Money, also written in common, which is bound in red leather with a golden emblem of a strange coin in the front cover. And then finally there's...
The Gold Gang are watching this on Harp and are thrilled, I imagine. Come on!
And then there's one written in Celestial, which it's I'm going to point out, it says common decency, and it is bound in yellow cloth, and also each book is a different size.
Okay.
The largest is the Necrothal Hexalicon. The second largest is the Tale of Saint Cathadra. The middlest is Blood for Money. The second smallest is Common Decency, and then the smallest is the Book of Little Lies. And by the time you've sort of looked through all of this, Cullen is just staring quizzically at the thing, and he says, it's just weird. The other ones were they all seem like passages from, or slogans, but this one just says current objective, organize this bookshelf.
Maybe we were supposed to organize them in a specific way to get the door to open. Largest to smallest?
Yeah, we could do largest to smallest, or we could do some sort of color order.
So yeah, there's that's the challenge now. I've given you several details about the books. You know that they're different sizes, they're different colors, they have different titles, different subject matter.
Them as a rainbow.
So I always want to. So that's another factor through which we could do this is like some sort of like life story order somehow, like where the content corresponds to like life journeys. But I think I'll start by putting them in order of size and just see what happens.
Okay. Largest to smallest or smallest to largest?
Since in the order you read them, the Book in Infernal, the largest one was first, so I assume it was farthest to the left. I'm just gonna keep that one where it is and arrange them descending order of size. Okay.
And you do, and suddenly the books start to glow, and then they disappear.
Oh, what? When did you read those?
And then in their place is a small bottle. It is filled with a green glowing liquid. And the door turns and moves out of the way, revealing a new chamber that is not part of this tunnel.
No. So before we move on, can I check out the do I recognize the green potion?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Boy, I'm pretty good at those. Well, that's an 11.
So with an 11, I'm going to say that it is a potion. It is either a potion of enlargement or a potion of shrinking.
All right, some sort of size tomfoolery, Ant-Man style.
It makes big things small and small things big. That's what it does.
All right.
Or turns you into a book.
Great, I will take it.
All right. Just so you know, all the ways you could have organized them would have been the right way. They just would have given you different potions.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that.
You got a pretty good one.
Was there a third way?
There were, I've listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 7 ways.
Was the My Life Journeys one a valid option?
So that would have counted as the 8th way, which would have been an alternative system.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have gotten you a potion of intelligence.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was one of the ways leaving them as is?
Nope.
That gives you a potion that actually removes your intelligence. I'm really curious. After we're done, would you share the
Yes.
little?
Certainly.
Because that's cool. It's really cool. I'm digging that. Thanks. Sweet. Yeah. So let's check out that other chamber, shall we?
Okay. So through the final door, you see a large chamber, and you see the frozen remnants of a large mining operation. There are mine cars and picks, and half a dozen crates full of stones. Some of them which glimmer in the dim light. There is looks like a frozen machine, which is full of something colorful.
Ice cream.
And in the middle of this tableau, is another frozen tableau of dwarvish miners being torn apart by strange creatures that look like clusters of hairy spiders' legs. And and amidst them is a large, strange, tentacular creature with multiple sets of eyes and mouths. A group of frozen orcs stand by the door in the next chamber, raising weapons defensively. And these ones are various degrees of sort of being frozen. Some of them are partially frozen and skeletal. Some of them have sort of been mummified by the cold, and some of them are completely sealed in ice. That's what's in this room.
Gonna shout out, can we organize them from least to most frozen? Maybe that's the riddle.
Is there a door?
Yes. There's a door on the far end of the. It's sort of a not even a door so much as it is just an opening into a deeper part of the chamber, or into a deeper chamber, which is far enough away that you can't make out what's in there. It's dark enough that it's hard to see even with your vision.
Yep, dark vision. Yep. Okay.
Dark vision, yeah.
Okay. So I want to check out the colorful thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I walk up to it? Is it?
Say again.
Can I walk up to it?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm saying this is by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. Roll me an investigation check to try to understand it. It's like a machine.
All right, that'll be a 19.
Okay, so you can see that it appears to be a machine that is actually full of potions. They look They look like sort of or red liquids that you kind of can sort of tell look like health potions. Mm-hmm. And there is While it is sort of partially frozen in the ice, you can see what is visible is a small slot, which something could conceivably be put into, something maybe about this big. In order, and you believe, based on that roll, that putting something that would fit in the slot into the slot might cause the machine to function.
Fancy Gashapon.
Do we want to get the machine to function? Does it seem like it might cause bad things to
Okay. So it's more a philosophical question than anything else, really. I have some coins.
Yeah.
That I take the smallest value coin I have, which I think is a nickel, right? I think those are the lowest ones.
No, the lowest ones are coppers.
Coppers. Yeah, I'm gonna take the copper and just try to put it in the slot.
You see that as you're putting it in, the copper is very small compared to the slot.
Okay.
But it goes in, it goes to clink clink, and then it falls out a slot on the bottom.
It was nice that they at least gave it back. All right. Can I eyeball which kind is right? Which kind?
It looks like, based on the size of coins that you have, probably a silver or a gold would fit into it.
All right, I'm gonna whip out a silver and try that.
Okay.
No,
you slot a silver. You slot a silver in, and the whole machine, you can hear like a ticking sound, like clockwork is functioning inside of it, and the whole machine shakes for a moment, and then from a slot kind of opens, and it kind of cracks open through the ice, and a bottle of red liquid pops out.
Oh, he's sweet.
And lands in a little tray.
So just a health check. I'm at roughly half of my hit points.
Yeah.
So I think it's likely I'm just gonna like grab that and drink it, assuming it's
yeah. Yeah. You drink it down and roll me 4d4.
We got ourselves a 2, 4, 3, 2, 2, 4, 3, 2. So
okay, so that's 11. Plus 4, so add 15 health.
Great.
You gain 15 HP.
Pretty trusting of some kind of frozen crazy machine that's spitting out potions.
I trust that I've seen this thing before. This kind of
Yeah, I mean, health potions are one of the most recognizable potions.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
One of the most easy to disguise poison as.
Just throwing money places, picking up strange potions, getting knocked against walls. Moana's just crazy today.
Yeah.
And you can feel also when you drink that potion, you feel the wound on your head close up.
Moana, you are out of control.
Oh, that's nice.
Is the machine still working, or did it? You said something cracked.
No, something just made a ticking sound, and the thing fell out of it.
Oh, there was ice cracked to open the.
Yeah.
The vending machine.
So there was a slot that opened. There was like a little door that opened up, and it sort of broke through the ice as it opened.
Okay.
Also, the potion was like ice cold, very refreshing.
That's good.
I'm just curious what a gold might yield us.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Be careful with your gold. Oh my! Oh, the gold.
Oh, the gold.
Oh, the gold.
Yeah. So I think we've got lots of gold in there.
Okay, you drop a gold in, and another it shakes and ticks, and then another potion, a red potion with a slight glow to it, pops out.
Recognizable?
Roll an Arcana check. It
I'll let you
looks
roll.
similar to the potion of minor healing.
Have you seen my rolls today?
Have you seen
They've not been
mine?
great.
I got 1 and a 1. And a 4.
A 4?
No, I don't think so. I don't have any Arcanis.
It's intelligence.
Yeah, I don't have any intelligence for a breed.
Really?
I literally don't.
Oh, it's. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, I'm still standing there. How about I roll an Arcana check for you, bud? Is that cool? Can I do
Go
that?
for it. Yeah, anybody can.
All right, that's a 9.
9? So you know it's a potion of healing at least. You don't know what kind.
All right. Put that one in the inventory.
Yeah, I don't
Or drink it up.
I don't think I need it currently.
Okay.
I'll just hold on to this one for later.
It won't be ice cold later.
That's true.
Ice baby.
What's Niramore up to in here?
Yeah, what is Niramore up to?
Niramore fell asleep standing up.
Val, what's Niramore up to? Val, what happened?
I couldn't find the button. No, I don't know, because I don't know. I honestly don't know what Niramore is going to do in this situation.
In this room, there's that tableau. There's several crates full of shiny-looking stones. There's some mining equipment. There's that door on the other end.
Have we investigated the door at all?
Nope.
Or is this a plain old door?
It's too far away.
Oh, it's just a plain old door.
I mean, you could walk over to it, but it's too far away to see from the other door.
Okay, just because I don't really know. I don't really know what my goal is right now. So yeah, I think she's just gonna kind of like inconspicuously kind of wander over and just see if there's anything, any indicator of what she should do.
Okay. Are you gonna go over to that door, or that doorway, or are you gonna just look around in the room?
I mean, I guess she'll look around the whole room.
Okay.
I just didn't know if your description had encapsulated everything that there was to see.
I would say yes.
Okay.
The most interesting things in the room are the tableaus of these scary monsters tearing apart dwarvish miners, and
love that shit.
And the crates full of shiny-looking stones.
Yep.
And the what is essentially a vending machine.
But we don't know what we actually have to do to solve it, right?
To solve what?
Like to get through.
No, I mean you can just walk to the next room if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think we're out of the puzzle.
This is a
little healing chamber.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was thinking that there was something
the puzzles
that we
are
had
over.
to do.
Yeah, no. The
okay.
puzzles. This section of puzzles has ended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I go examine the shiny?
Of course.
Shiny stones. Are they way too cold to the touch for Fanoa to like picking them up?
They're pretty cold, and most of them are actually sort of in. So a lot of these crates are like in ice.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
You look at one crate and you see a few. They look like polished stones. You see one stone that's sort of round. And you see You see what looks like a Sorry, hold on. Okay, you see a stone that looks sort of rosy, sort of a pinkish stone that looks like it's in the shape of a prism. And then you see some stones that are they look like they're sort of shiny and translucent and blue. And there's about 4 of them. And then you see a lot of those are the only ones that are like not totally frozen in ice.
Okay.
You see some. It looks like there are some shiny stones that are also sort of frozen in the ice as well, but they're hard to make out under the ice.
I'm gonna warm up my hands a little before I touch these cold gems. But yeah, I'm gonna try removing or taking that the prism stone with me and try to grab a handful of the smaller stones.
Okay, so you managed to pry out. Actually, roll a strength check to try to pry them out of the ice.
Okay, I have a plan if they don't come out. But... I got a 7.
Okay, so you're having trouble pulling them out of the ice.
Yeah. So I was actually thinking I'm gonna do a little flame cantrip to kind of hold nearby and just like let a little candle light melt it a little.
Okay, with that you're able to pull out 2 of the blue stones and the sort of rose-colored prism. It's a dusty rose-colored prism.
Hell yeah.
And when you hold on to that prism, it feels there's like you feel a kind of sense of clarity and understanding that you didn't feel before.
I love this thing. Hi, yes, can I help you? Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna be hanging on to this. Okay.
So, just FYI, Constance is very interested in these potential shiny implements too.
Okay.
If Constance is nearby, I'm gonna show her the shiny rose one.
Okay.
Constance, look at this one. Touch it. Touch it.
All right, I'm gonna touch it. That's very nice. Thank you for letting me touch your stones.
Hey, yeah, anytime, but not anytime.
Quick thought though. I wonder what would happen if we were to try to put these in the machine. If we would get something even better.
Absolutely not.
Well, you notice that there is one of them so in one of the other crates, you notice that frozen in the ice is another strange-looking little stone. That's kind of a disc-shaped stone, a small, sort of mossy-colored disc-shaped stone.
How about
try to put the disc stone in there, but I'm keeping this one.
Okay.
It's from Monster Ranchers, isn't it?
I hate those.
Sorry, that was a reference.
Yeah, this is our stock up, refresh, save point.
Exactly.
Yes, you're speaking Greek.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna put the stone in here. Are you cool with this? Like, you got my back if this goes horribly wrong?
I mean, it's your choice to do that. Yeah, so
cool. I'm just gonna say that you told everyone I should do it.
Well, the thing about that is, wait.
Agreed.
Okay, so you put the stone into the machine, and it's big enough to fit into the machine. And then you hear the same sort of shaking and clicking, and then you hear and it shakes even more. And you see a bit of smoke sort of appear from the top of it, and then it just spits out 4 potions. 3 of them are red, like the healing potion, And then the last one is white. It's sort of full of a white sparkling liquid.
It's an everlasting gobstop.
And you just still hear there's like a sound that remains from the machine.
That thing needs servicing.
Something's jammed in it.
Can Sam go up and try to like bang against it like you would if your chips were stuck in
like a coffee machine?
Yeah, sure. Roll in a just a strength check.
Strength check. Right. Oh, hang on, let me re-roll that. Oh God, that's a nat 20. Shit.
Okay.
Not a D20.
You break it.
She bangs against it, and it spits out that green that mossy disc, sort of moss-colored stone disc, and it flies. And it actually hits one of the dwarves and sort of shatters its head.
Oh my god!
Ooh.
I don't like that.
And then it just lands on the far end of the.
Well,
room.
on the bright side, 2 for 1, and I go and I run over and pick it up again.
And you pick it up, and you feel that you have surprising, like you suddenly for just a brief moment you have this sense that you can remember historical events better than you did before.
That's an oddly specific sense.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Really specific sense.
You get this clear image of the Alamo.
I remember. Yeah.
You remembered it.
I just remembered.
And now I want to watch Pee-wee's Big Adventure. But anyway.
Remember the Alamo?
Is this
Yeah!
Is this a fleeting memory that I have, or is it
comes and goes? It's sort of like you remember, like you went to college with the others, and you remember taking history classes that you did not pay much attention to.
Mm-hmm.
This is Sam, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, and she suddenly remembers like everything she learned in those classes. That she spent a lot of time trying to not remember that after she sort of obligatorily did it to pass the class.
Mm-hmm.
She spent a good deal of time trying to forget it.
Wait, you are talking about Val now.
Yeah.
But suddenly it comes back in just a moment of remembrance.
Okay, and I do one of those like shake my head really quick, like, whoa, I don't know what that was all about. Constance, did you by any chance feel anything when you picked this thing up? It was Constance, right? Okay.
If I did, I don't remember.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, this place is weird. Messing with our heads. I'm gonna, but you know what? I'm gonna kind of brush it off, and I'm gonna walk back and see if I can use it in the machine again.
Are you gonna try to put the same thing in the machine again?
Yeah.
Okay.
It spat it out, right?
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah,
you try to put it
into
you try to put it into the slot, and once again the machine clicks and goes, and then goes silent.
Now you really killed it.
Just waiting for a while in case something comes out.
Uh-oh. And I kind of tentatively like elbow it again, hit it again.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to hit it like hard or tentatively?
Not as hard as the first time. Like I kind of give it a good slap, but like
yeah, it doesn't react.
And I'm just kind of looking around sheepishly. I hope nobody else.
Kevin looks up at you like, "Oh, you did it."
Oh God, now I feel bad. Can I go back to the confessing room?
Wait, hold on.
I got one more.
Man, I'm sorry, you guys. I think I might have fudged this one up.
And then Colin had wandered into the other room, and he calls back to you guys. He says, "Guys, you got to see this in here."
Okay, we go.
And you walk into the other room, and Nyx is actually the first to walk into the other room, and the rest of you follow. And then suddenly, you're not there anymore. Before you can step into the other room, you are suddenly, it's as if the whole of the world shifts, like changing a channel. And suddenly, everything is different. You're standing under a blighted landscape. You're standing in a blighted landscape under a red sky. In the distance are brutal-looking iron towers covered in sharp spines and spires. They seem enormous, looming ominous like mountains in the distance. Above you, balls of fire streak across the sky and land on the landscape, exploding as they fall. You all look at Moana, because there's a light coming off of her. And her horns are burning brightly from the base to the tip.
Rad.
Completely on fire. And the fire is red.
Huh.
And then you hear a voice behind you say, "What in the hell are you doing here?" And you look around you to see a creature, a well-dressed creature, which is surprising. But that's what he is.
Dressed dragon.
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 Hold on, I have to find the picture.
Just quick check for a second, Josh.
Is this
Does Moana have any sort of hint of a tail, or is it just horn stuff going on?
Just horn stuff.
Horn stuff, cool. Good to know.
Just the old horn stuff. And then you see
just the horn nonsense.
Then you see a guy. It looks like a. Well, instead of describing it, I think I'll just show you what this guy looks like.
Oh,
he looks like this.
Ooh.
He says, "What in the here is this?"
What in the here is this?
Here. I guess that sounds.
He pulls out a pack of cigarettes, which you don't know what those are. There's no cigarettes in this world. He pulls out a pack of cigarettes, but there are in hell. And he lights one up. He just sort of waves it in the air, and it catches on fire. And it's I should mention, it's very hot here. You guys are all in fur coats, and you're sweating. And he says,
but I was like, yes!
He says,
thank God.
What did he send you here or something? What's going on?
Yes.
Where is he?
Not quite sure how we got here, in fact. Is Nyx with us?
No, he's not. Nyx and Colin are not here.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean over. Sam's gonna lean over to Constance and say, That's my fault.
Sorry, Val, what did you say?
Sam is going to lean to Constance and ask, "Is this my fault?"
Oh, also, Sam and Insomnia, you feel kind of sick right now.
Oh yeah.
Like nauseous, like you feel like you're starting to get a little nauseous just being here.
Yeah, Sam does, or Niramore does.
Sorry, did I say Sam?
Yeah.
I meant Niramore.
Okay.
And Insomnia feel a little nauseous.
Gosh.
Is there a doorway or something behind us that? Look, I know we definitely walked through like a different space.
The wild
but is
thing
there
is
something...
you were in an enormous outside empty field.
Okay. Yep. So nope. Never mind. There's no arch or anything behind us.
Like, what, did you all die or something? It's not usually how people get here. They don't just appear.
Sorry, can I ask? Does Constance look any different than normal?
No.
It's just okay. It's just the horn fire. Okay. Moana stepped.
Did anybody do a check to see if we're dead?
A pulse check. Yeah. So Moana's gonna step forward and just say, "Not quite certain how we got here.
Here.
Yes.
Huh.
What is it?
Man, the boss is gonna want to hear about you.
Why? What is?
Seen on fire like that in a long time.
I'm gonna reach up and
you.
Actually realize how.
He looks at you with his goatee face, and his expression is lascivious.
Oh my gosh!
And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, the boss is gonna be really happy with this."
I don't like the way that you were talking to her.
And then he looks over at Insomnia, and then at Niramore is like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
I don't know.
Yeah, your guess is
No,
as good as
no,
ours.
this ain't right. We can't have you people in here. You're out. You're done.
I would like to leave anyway.
Yeah, please.
And he takes a cigarette and he draws a pentagram in the sky, just an inverted pentagram in front of him, and he circles it. And he does that with just the light of it, like the fire sort of creates a floating fire of a pentagram, and he just pushes at you, and suddenly you are back, stepping into the room where you see Nyx and Colin looking up at another one of these tableaus, and this one.
Oh, sorry, was that all of us, or was that just the Aasimar?
No,
that was all of you.
Oh, all of us.
Yeah.
Can I do a quick thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Happening? Can I, as Constance, try to do a quick sleight of hand and see if there's anything worth snatching off this dude?
He's not close enough to you for you to be able to do that. He like casts this spell and then pushes it at you, and then it sort of.
Yeah, quick ninja moves though. I could be there and back, and he wouldn't even notice.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll an initiative check against him to see if you're able to get close enough to him before he notices.
I don't want it to be a totally wasted trip. Oh, come on.
Add your dex. You rolled my dice too.
Oh right, I'm sorry. I rolled the wrong dice. That's better. We have two sets of dice here. I rolled the wrong ones.
Moana's dice didn't do great.
What'd you roll?
So
that was a initiative check.
Yeah.
So I did dex. So that's a +4.
Sweet. So that's 19.
Okay, so you did beat him. Just so now you have permission to do a sleight of hand check to try to swipe something off of him.
All right. I want to do that, please.
Okay.
You're using your own dice.
Am I just looking for anything, or is there something specific that I'm going for?
Just
like
jamming a hand in a pocket?
Yeah.
The only thing you can see that he's sort of haphazardly put in his pocket is his pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, his magic cigarettes. All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to smoke. Piss him off a little bit.
Oh, not bad.
All right, so what do I get to add
Oh,
on that?
shit. So
that my
Constance
dex?
got a 26.
Yeah, okay, so you swipe those smokes. You kind of do it just as he's raising it up and he's drawing the pentagram. You're just like, ah! And then you're transported with this pack of it's a pack of cigarettes. It's got a like a cartoon devil face on the front.
Perfect.
And
it's later.
And it just says in Infernal, smoke devil sticks.
Is there any Surgeon General warning, or are they totally cool?
There isn't.
There's a Surgeon General
There's no Surgeon General warning because it was hell that you were in.
Nice.
So as soon as we land,
no, actually, there is a Surgeon General warning, and it recommends that pregnant women, and people with heart disease
pregnant children
smoke it. Yeah, no, it's like pregnant children should definitely smoke this. It's good for them, probably.
The Surgeon General's a different guy down there.
Yeah.
As soon as we land back in the cave, Moana just says, "Did he just call us you people?"
Was a skosh racist, I think.
Is that racist?
I mean, to be fair,
if you're the devil, you might be racist.
So yeah, he's probably racist.
That's okay.
I'd be willing to bet. But now you're back, and you see Nix and Colin are looking up at what looks like you can see sort of frozen in a big block of ice is another one of these weird tableaus, but it is of a bunch of orcs. And the orcs, you can see through the ice, are dressed like. Do you remember how those pictures of orcs were dressed in the? Well, actually, do you remember how those orcs were dressed in when you went into that memory from the past?
No, I just remember that they were there.
So they were dressed sort of in a. I'm not going to really describe it. That's how they were dressed the same way. Is what.
So we just recognize the garb from.
You recognize the garb is similar. It looks sort of like ancient Aztec.
Okay.
That kind of vibe. But
right.
And you see that they're holding. They've been frozen they're frozen. It's not like a solid square of ice. It's like they're just covered in a sheet of ice. And you can see there are ropes that are frozen that are tied around what looks like a juvenile purple worm.
Oh.
Yeah. Which you know what it looks like because you've looked at your book about purple worms.
Before we explore this, Lucian's just gonna go up to Colin and just sort of lean in kind of sideways to him and just be like, "Hi, bro, did you notice that we were gone for a minute there?"
And he looks up and he's like, "What? You were away?"
Yeah, remind me to tell you about it later. It's real weird.
Huh. He just raises an eyebrow.
Anyways, what you got here?
And
all right. So
he shows it to you.
Okay.
And this room is otherwise empty except for another passageway leading out of the room into another frozen chamber.
Okay. So, if I wanted to have Moana do a history check, would that be applicable here? Based on the things.
Not really, because this is. You can tell. So recognizing that it is the garb of these ancient orcs, you know that it's beyond recorded history.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, y'all can do.
Is it okay if we possibly pause here before we start chatting and going into other rooms, possibly? So I feel like this is going to start to unravel a whole bunch of really cool stuff, and then we'll be caught in the middle of it. And we have to... Oh, wait a minute. It's not even close to... Sorry, I was looking at the wrong time.
Okay, yeah, we still have 20 minutes.
No, you're right.
No, we've just been
Sorry, I
getting...
was looking at the wrong time.
We've been just getting through a lot more than we usually do.
Yeah, no. I was like, wait a minute.
You guys are making really good
okay,
progress.
Way too quick.
No, it's good. You guys are doing good. But yeah, there's nothing really. You don't see anything else in this room.
Yeah, so we'll probably move on. You're like, okay, cool. Just met the devil. Awesome. Sweet. Now what?
Okay, so you do you guys want to travel into the next room?
That's where I'm going.
And once again, as you step into the next room, everything starts to shift again. And now all of you, Nyx and Colin included, shift into this, the channel changes and you're in this new place. And you're standing under a vast open sky full of stars and purple mist. And distantly orbiting are massive spheres like moons, each one a different shining color. And you stand on a chunk of floating rock. It's just a large. You could see that the land that you're on is limited. It's only about 100 feet in every direction. It's almost like, and you wouldn't know what this is, but it's like an asteroid. And then you look out and you see a figure sort of sitting on the edge of this asteroid-like rock that's floating through this space.
Is it the little prince?
It's not.
Le Petit Prince.
Le Petit Prince.
Petit Prince. La Petite. And he's holding a fishing pole.
All right, can you describe this person a little?
Yeah, so he has a sort of a top knot, and he's wearing strange clothing with a lot of different sort of designs, geometrical designs on it, made of a weird purplish leather. And he hears you and looks over at you, and his face is weird. His skin is sort of a pale yellowish color, and he looks like this.
The Grinch.
He looks like the Grinch.
He does look like the Grinch.
It's like a samurai Grinch.
Yes.
He looks like a samurai Grinch.
So
And
definitely not.
And he looks over.
He hates Christmas and also all short films. All right, so Manoa screams.
Who's that?
Are you being visited?
And he's like, all right, who are you, Burks? He says.
We're from the government. You have a permit to go fishing here?
Government? Ain't no government here, mate.
There is now.
You from the cage? You know your rules ain't apply here. Ain't no rules in the open sea. No. You acting weird? You some kind of chaos man?
We are all we're the chaos people. We come once every 700 years.
Chaos men don't do things in order. Nah, you ain't them either. Who are you?
We're only brief.
That's a good call.
You're Chaos men after all. What you want? I ain't giving you my catches. I'm looking for dreams here. You can't have any.
You can't have any fish?
We're just passing through. Wondering, can you tell us maybe where we are, or?
Oh, I see. Bunch of clueless Burks, first time traveling the plains. Oh God.
That's us. Sorry.
You fall through a portal or something? You find a gate?
As possible. Yeah, could be.
Could be.
Hold on. And he sort of sticks his rod into the ground and he gets up and he looks at you. So, you ain't never been to the astral plane, huh?
Have any of us, actually?
No.
I was just going to say Constance is going to chime up. Spin us a yarn, old man.
You want a tail?
Yeah.
All right.
Once upon a turn.
Make it extra salty.
Yeah, I got one. Hold on.
Wait, make it a true tale.
Actually, I was catching forgotten stories, and he just pulls out what looks like it looks like a fish, but it also looks like the outline of a fish. Of like it, what it looks like is where a fish should have been.
Oh.
And he guts it, which is a weird thing to do to where a fish should have been. And he just takes out a piece and he eats it like a piece of sashimi. And he really savors it. Once upon a time, there was a king who wanted to know the mind of God. He assembled a team. The best minds in all the world, and also his two sons, the princes. The king used technology, magics that have since been forgotten. But, hold on. And he takes out another piece. That's good. And he looked into the Ethereum. He looked into the Ethereum and he found it, the mind, the place where all wisps come from. And he tried to think with the mind. He tried to put the mind in his own mind. Tried to become like the God. The God who made the gods. But he failed. And he broke the mind. He broke the mind and he broke all the universe. All the multiverse. And the tears, they're still there. Things every once in a while slip through. And he still waits down below. Fixing the tears. Fixing them with blood. Well, that's the story. And he just throws the fish over the side. The absence of a fish. How's that?
It's pretty good.
That's cool.
Bree was gonna kind of grumble a little bit.
Kind of reminds me of a guy we once met who did a little dusting down below.
Mm.
If you know what I mean.
I do not.
That's what the kids call it these days.
Yeah, I don't know your cant, unfortunately. You guys should get back to where you came from, though. It's not safe around these parts. This place is not made for the like of you.
I never.
You folks ain't ready to be plane walkers yet. Hold on. Let's see if this old Githzerai remembers the old spells. Let's see. Can I have a volunteer?
Lucian steps forward.
And he grabs Lucian's head. He's like, "Where'd you come from, boy?"
And I say the name of my hometown, which I can't presently remember.
No. That's not what I mean. Let's look at you. And he just holds onto his head. And he's like, "Oh, a primer. Okay, we're on there. It's a weird place, but okay." And then he puts his hand up like this, and then he just opens up, like he's pulling a cloth to the side, and you can see the room you were just stepping into. Go on, then. Can't hold this open forever.
All right.
We all pile in.
Yeah, we all pile in.
Constance is going to try to steal his fishing rod on the way by.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check.
You have a plus 10 to that.
Okay.
So that's an 18.
18.
Okay, yeah, you get it.
Oh crap!
And he sees you sort of stepping through it with his fishing rod. He's like, "Hey, I was using that," and then it closes.
God damn it, Constance!
And then Constance is just holding his fishing rod.
Do you think Constance is even aware that she does this sometimes, or just
It's
operate on their own?
She's like,
gotta get
I
it.
didn't even focus.
All right. And you've stepped into a new room. And in the room is a very strange, terrifying sight. There's a thing that seems to be made of tentacles, and it looks like a tree made of wriggling, terrible tentacles covered in strange suckers. And around it is a circle of 5 orcs dressed in that same garb, and they're all frozen in place. And they're all sort of they're all covering their eyes like it's too horrible to look upon.
Nice.
Okay. Is there another doorway in this one?
Yes, there's another doorway.
All right, I'm almost tempted to just like with the other room, just sort of like look at it closely, but like sort of walk through it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you mean this room?
Yeah, this room, just like the little young purple worm.
Yeah, just kind of be like.
As you're walking through the room, everything shifts again.
No, I just want to stay in my plane.
And the creature in front of you suddenly changes shape. And this time it doesn't. It's not like a changing channel. It's more like a mist descends on the room, as if you're stepping through a mist, and suddenly things become a different shape. They're similar in shape, but they're also different. The thing that looked like a tree made of tentacles becomes a beautiful evergreen tree. And you hear your feet crunch on sparkling snow. And yet it's still somehow warm in this snowfield place. It looks like you're in the middle of a forest. and you can see the frozen figures around you have become snowmen. And you can see around the tree, frost mephits are laughing and lifting candles to put onto the tree.
What are those things?
Frost mephits are, they look like little guys about this big with sort of very sharp, mean-looking faces. But these ones actually have sort of big smiling faces and long noses. They're basically like frost imps, essentially.
Frost elves.
Okay. But
Yeah.
these ones
And these ones have a jolly quality to them.
Okay.
They're laughing and they're putting these candles up on this tree.
Do they look like Santa's little elves in Rise of the Guardians?
Yes.
Minions.
What else is going on in this scene?
Like I said, there's snowmen all around you. The 5 orcs are 5 snowmen.
But if I were to, is it worth it to roll a perception check?
Yeah, you can roll a perception check.
Guys, enough perceiving. I'm gonna go kick one of the snowmen in. I take a running leap and I kind of try to kick in one of. Sorry, Wampus. I'm gonna move my leg and I scare the crap out of her. I try to kick one of the snowmen in.
Okay, you do, and when you kick it in, a strange-looking wand falls out. It's like a golden wand, and it has sort of these little branches with these kind of colorful orbs.
It falls out of the snowman?
Yeah, it was like buried in. It was in the snowman's head, and the snowman's head falls down and crumbles. And now you have this little wand.
You can see this, and he kicks down another one. Yes, it is.
We just started all kicking the snowman. Yeah, treasure.
Yeah. And so
Constance will collect all the wands.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So
I start smacking Constance's hands away.
Lucian kicks kicks down one of these snowmen, and out of it pops it looks like just a metal rod with a small switch on it, and sort of a drawing, a carving on each end of the rod is a carving of sort of a horse. It's just like a big steel rod.
I flick the switch.
The rod suddenly goes rigid.
Wait, and what had?
And then you try to move the rod, and the rod doesn't move.
Ah, sweet is. So can I flip the switch again?
Yep.
Or does it not move now either?
So the rod, when you flip the switch again, the rod moves again.
Ah. Neat, I'm keeping this one. And I stop another one.
Okay. And out of that one is a shield. Just like a very lovely looking, well-crafted shield.
Cool. Is there any like design or anything on it?
What?
Any like design or anything on it?
So no. Well, yes. There's it's a image of a sort of a lion's face on the shield. That's pretty cool. And there's some runes that are sort of embossed into the back of the shield.
Cool.
So, how big were these things again? Like a foot tall?
These are like snowman-sized snowmen.
Okay.
They're just, Yeah, this one. So
8
the
to 20
shield was
feet
sort
tall.
of in the bottom part of it. The rod was in the middle part of that one, and the wand was in the head of the other one.
Well, does anybody else want to smash some more? I've already done 2.
Yeah. I am
And,
holding a shiny rod. I'm gonna fiddle with it and see what it can do.
Go with your rod.
Typical.
Yeah, play with my rod for a little bit.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a problem with that?
Okay. So you you don't have a rod, you have a wand.
Yeah, a wand.
So are you gonna just try to do something with it?
Yeah, I say Wingardium Leviosa. Move it around like a wand and see if anything happens.
And roll a d100. So roll me, and by that I mean roll or if you want me to do it, I'll do it. But roll like a percent dice and then a d10, like a 2 d10s essentially.
Okay. All my dice I've been playing with, and now they're all mixed up. Okay. Let me roll. Alrighty.
And looking at it, you can see that there are 7 of these sort of little. They look like these little colorful orbs on them that are on these branches of it.
Maybe so.
What'd you get?
Hang on.
Sorry.
Just gonna do this for fun. I got an 80.
80.
I just did an online die roller, so I should
Okay.
have one number.
You suddenly become invisible.
Woo!
Ooh.
Check it out, guys.
And you just see Finoa just sort of swings her. She just sort of flicks her wand in the air, and then suddenly is gone. And you hear her voice say, "Check it out, guys."
Love this shit. I'm gonna run around pulling everyone's pants down. Oh my god. How long is this gonna last? An hour?
Yeah.
Yes! I am keeping this forever. Alright. Finoa's invisible for an hour.
I guess Finoa left. Let's go, guys.
Everybody talk about Finoa.
And I will say there are there are 2 snowmen left.
Sam wants to kill one.
Okay, so Sam kicks one of them.
I love how we were just like, yeah, snowman.
And you out of one of those comes a, let's see. Out of one of those, a fabric, a piece of sort of black fabric sort of topples out of the head of one of them. It looks like it's partially folded, and it is, it's folded and sort of held together with a gold cord.
Okay. I pick it up and unfurl it.
And you do, and it unfurls, and you see there is just this. It's completely black.
Can I tell like what it's supposed to be, like what shape it is, or
and
is it just a square?
It's soft as silk, and it's about 6 feet in diameter.
Okay.
And it just looks like a big black sheet.
Oh man, does anyone want to trade? I kind of like wave it in the air and see if it does anything.
It just sort of waves in the air. It's a big black round sheet.
Can I kick the other snowman?
Yeah, if you want. What do you want to do with this big black round sheet?
Go for it.
I'm gonna keep it. I forget what Sam has as far as like storing. But yeah, I guess I'll. I have a disguise kit. I'll put it with my disguise kit, I guess.
Okay. So you just fold it back up?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Fanoa takes it as you fold it and just like unfurls it again.
Okay. What does Fanoa do with it?
Nothing. She just wanted to be annoying.
Oh, she's just being okay. Actually, I'm gonna say that as Fanoa sort of pulls it to unfurl it, she lets go of it for a moment, and it kind of comes out. It slips out of because it's a very soft silk. It slips out of Sam's hands and lands on the ground. And there on the ground where the sheet was is a 10-foot hole.
Oh. You've got a hole in your pocket.
Okay. I'm gonna stick my foot in the hole.
And it is a hole. It's like definitely just like a black hole in the ground.
Is it like going into the ground, or is it like a
10 feet
void?
deep.
Oh.
There's a bottom of it.
Okay. Can I?
And you can still kind of see the edge of the sheet around the edge of the hole.
Yeah. Can I try to lift the sheet back up and see what?
Yeah, you lift it up, and it's just like you look under it, and it's just the snow under it.
So Constance is going to sidle up. Put the sheet down for another one more minute. Hold on, I want to try something.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna do that, but I'm also gonna kind of look around and be like, Fanoa, you and me should probably team up with this. You being invisible and all. I just think we can get up to maybe some no good with our powers combined.
What if Fanoa was like nowhere near where you were whispering?
Solemnly swear.
Marauder stuff. Constance just wants to throw something in the hole and then see if it reappears if we put the hole elsewhere.
Yeah. You can try that.
Okay.
Is that what this is? Like Wile E. Coyote style?
We don't know.
Oh.
Magic hole maker.
All right.
The hole appear on walls.
And any of you can feel free to do an Arcana check.
I assume
Fanoa's
Moana's
just having fun being invisible.
Yeah, Moana's gonna roll Arcana.
But I'm really enjoying you guys just figuring out what this thing is on your own.
Is it hole back down on the ground?
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right, so I rolled a 21 for Arcana, but you can withhold that information if you like until we experiment.
Okay, yeah, if you want to do it, say that's a conclusion you draw after you do the experiment.
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So
Sure.
Constance is just going to craft a little snow golem and throw it in the hole.
Okay, it falls down into the hole, and you can see it on the bottom of the hole.
Okay, try moving the hole. Let's see if it's still in the hole. The new hole.
Okay, so I'm gonna lift up the sheet, kind of like take a step back and like lay it down in a different spot.
And you lay it down, and you look down into the hole, and there it is.
Wow.
Oh, you guys, this is so cool.
It hasn't even
You
moved.
guys, we can keep things in the hole.
And keeping in mind, Sam is not a magic user, so she's like fucking excited. I have a magic thing, you guys.
A million of these.
And after that happens, Moana recognizes it, and realizes that this is something she's heard about. It's a pretty rare item. It's a portable hole.
Oh.
And it's a portable hole is it's basically a little extra dimensional hole space, sort of magically built into a little sheet, and you can use it to make 10-foot passages. You can use it to store stuff. It kind of works similar to a bag of holding, in that it's a little extra dimensional space.
Make passages? Like
if there's a 10-foot wall, you can put it up against the wall and step through it.
And it's not just gonna like. So is all your stuff in there? Like anything that you put in there, is that just in the passage with you?
So basically, the way it works is that if you put it up against a wall, it may. If you put it up against something that has like a finite. If whatever it is isn't 10 feet deep, basically.
Yeah, okay.
If there's matter that's less than 10, like if there's open space that's within that 10 feet, it makes a hole that you can move through. If it's full, like if it's completely just solid matter, it just makes that extra dimensional space.
Didn't somebody have one of those in Adventure Zone?
Probably.
I feel like somebody had one.
Yeah, I think someone had like a pocket dimension.
Well, that was they had the pocket spa.
There was a pocket workshop, but there was also a little, like, basically little. Yeah, Val, I know what you're talking
about. A portable hole is it's like a classic D&D item.
Is it something you can only close from the same side, or can you go through the hole and then you
can fold it like a sheet?
No, I mean, like if you open a hole in a wall to go through, you can't then close.
Oh yeah, you could then pull it off the other side of the wall. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you close yourself inside of it?
Yeah, but like a bag of holding, you can only survive in it for 10 minutes.
Okay. So have a backup plan.
Comfortable to wear.
I mean, I wouldn't, but that's just me.
So was that the last of the snowmen, or is there still one more?
Still one more
snowman.
Reeve might be relieving himself on it.
Okay. Okay.
Wambus.
Hi, Wambus.
Wambus.
She's very angry.
So, Bree, were you handling this last?
I mean, it's been a while since I've had some bathroom time, so I'm just like letting it flow.
Okay.
And maybe I see something in the glistening snow as it's melting. I don't know.
You actually see the snowman's head turn, and he says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then he shakes off. And you see a man that looks a lot like Risenveld. In fact, you think for a moment that it is Risenveld, the wizard, because he's an old man with a big white beard, and he's dressed in red furs. And he steps out of the snow. He's like, "Watch where you're doing that, buddy."
Sorry, I didn't realize you were living.
Yeah, I'm.
My P's never done this before.
Okay, I don't know what your weird stuff is, man, but. Oh,
I could never
snowman?
I don't know.
You guys kicked down my snowman?
No.
How did you get here? What are you doing so far north in the Feywilds?
She's like, I kicked down too. Sorry.
Well, I hope you like your presents.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Well,
actually, to show off, I'm going to break out the immovable rod, flip the switch, and start doing one-arm pull-ups on it.
and the old man's like, pretty good. All right. Well, you can't stay here. So, you look like you're from the Prime Material Plane. You ever meet my brother? He spends a lot of time there.
Oh, the Material Plane?
Yeah, the Material Plane.
Is
Who's your brother?
Risen Guard.
Right.
Those of you who've met Risenveld, the Jewel Crabs, might
Right.
deny.
Yep.
Yeah, Moana's gonna. Yeah, straight up. Oh yes, you look
Straight up.
Close.
That's right. That's my brother. I'm Klausenfeld.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
But I don't follow your meeting. But I think you should be running along now. I'll send you back to the material plane.
Ho, ho, ho.
And then he does this, and just snow falls, and just sparkling snow falls around him as he does this. And then suddenly you're back in the room where you were before.
Yeah. So Constance doesn't want to.
Where it happens.
Still gonna try.
What are you gonna try?
She's
The only thing here, you can. He's got a red hat on his head. You can
Not anymore.
Roll a sleight hand check.
That one's going in my pocket too. It's a 24.
24.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, you get the hat.
So by the time Colin turns around, Constance is standing there with a fishing rod, a red hat, and smoking 3 cigarettes at one time.
Come on,
You're
Constance. Haven't you ever seen Nightmare Before Christmas?
Master of planar items. Plane Thief, starring Constance.
Plane.
Get
these thieves off this plane.
Get these mother effing.
And
I really want to run a campaign just called Plane Thieves. Where we go to different planes and try to steal stuff.
it's a pretty good.
Wasn't that
That's
an
awesome
old?
premise.
Wasn't that an old movie? There was like a time traveling band of like dwarves that used to like go between planes.
That's Time Bandits. Yeah, Time Bandits. Yeah.
Damn.
So the room shifts back to normal.
Not that one.
Quick
And
question.
then, I'm gonna conclude it right here.
All right.
Terry Gilliam.
You guys step into the next room, and in the next room, you are suddenly feel a burst of painful cold, and I'm gonna have you guys roll for it next time. But what you see is you see that everything is covered in a thick layer of ice in this room, and a freezing wind just blows out of it. And you can see right in front of you is it looks like a window, a giant disc, and through it you can see frozen mountains and storms, and in front of it is the Bjorhag, and she says, "Well, it took you long enough," and that's where we're going to conclude it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Marvelous. We just went to hell, you guys.
You guys went to hell? You guys went to
Space?
space?
And we
then you
met
went to
Santa
Santa, and then you met Santa Claus.
What the hell?
And I want you to know that it's super cool that Constance stole all that stuff. That's not going to benefit you guys outside of that dungeon unless Constance decides to give it to somebody from the Jewel Crabs.
Okay.
But I'm just saying. Or someone steals it from Constance.
That's true.
Ooh.
I'm saying we need a Fanoa Sam team up happening here.
We're gonna have a thief off.
Hell yeah.
The FOF. Though getting
FOF.
those extra treasures will increase your overall score, so that's good.
Oh. There you go. Battle points.
And
I
Battle points.
might be hiding stuff in Breeve's bag of holding just for